Hi guys, this is Tina. Welcome back to my channel. So I just thought I would come on and switch the camera on and do a quick craft with me. I was going to be working on my ring bound journal that I'm working on at the moment, and I just thought, you know, why not just come and switch the camera on and do a quick craft with me, you know, whilst I'm at it. So for this ring bound journal, I have completed if I just show you, I've completed a few pages already. I'm using my nostalgia kit. It's the first time that I've had a chance to play with it, so I'm really having a lot of fun doing that. And what I thought I would quite like to do next as one of the pages is make an envelope page. So I've got an envelope here that I've just coffee dyed, and I've obviously glued it closed, as you can kind of see. So what I thought I would do is I will probably kind of decorate the front. I've made a piece that I will probably put on one of the sides, and then on the other side, in keeping with the kind of collage and things that, you know, seems to be kind of the thing at the moment, I thought we'll just do a collage on the other side, using obviously the nostalgia thing, so it's still, you know, in keeping with the rest of the pieces in the journal. So I've just got a few you know, like offcuts of things that I have been using so far. So I thought we'll just, you know, use some of those and kind of you know, pop them in and kind of do a collage. So first of all, I've just got this was just from one of the background pages, and I just thought, you know, we could just kind of collage this in somehow. So probably tear that down, probably leave the edges kind of square, you know, and then obviously just it's naturally able to just kind of go onto that side. Might then do kind of similar here. So I might just tear off the bottom and pop it down like that. So, you know, this is just a kind of first stab. Might change my mind obviously and kind of go somewhere else completely with this yet, so who knows. Just got a bit of sheet music here that was just, again, just laying around on the desk, so might just kind of pop that in somewhere. You know, I just like to be able to just grab rubbish that I just see kind of laying around, you know, so that's kind of where I'm heading really with this, is just grabbing odds and ends that I'm literally kind of got laying about on my desk. So here I've got, this is some vintage book page with some vintage verse on it. So I'm going to kind of tear it out, keeping the verse, you know, in one piece, so to speak, like that. We could pop this piece in somewhere. Oops, oh gosh, come on. So again, as per kind of the other collage that I've been doing recently, I may just kind of get gluing here a little bit, because then, you know, again, kind of as I'd said with that project, it kind of helps me. I find it helpful once I'm then, you know, committed and kind of then have to be in a certain kind of direction. So I'm just going to use Mod Podge, I think, to glue these pieces down. So there we go. Just pop that in my mouth. I just pop this one on here. Got my tissue to mop up. Oops. And then I just glue this one on. And obviously I've already punched my holes in the envelope, so I'm just covering the holes up. It doesn't matter, because you know, obviously we can kind of repunch them from the other side, because they'll still be visible from the other side to know where they need to go. So just pop that piece on like that. And again, just kind of spread that out with the tissue. Oops. I have a lot of things on my desk because, you know, as seems to be the case kind of recently, I'm working on multiple kind of projects at the moment, so my desk is very, 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 very messy. I mean, not that there's ever a time really when it's not messy, but it's got bits from, you know, multiple things on it. So there we go. A bit more sheet music, which I could just kind of pull in. Obviously, not being able to read music, it's hard to say whether it's ever upside down or not. I just have to go with how I think it should be, unless there's words, and then that obviously gives a clue to which way up it should go. And quite often it's completely the, you know, the different way to what I would have automatically put it. So you know, luckily the words are on there really. Right, can you see what's happening? There's something to do with me with doing the collage pages where they definitely, I end up having two halves. I don't know why that happens, but it's happening now, as it's happened in my kind of collage you know, videos that I've done. I don't know why that seems to happen. I wonder whether I could pop that down there. If I pop this, it's very peculiar. Don't know why that is the case, that happens all the time. I don't notice that happening with other people's, but maybe it does. Maybe I haven't noticed, you know, maybe it is happening with everybody. Not sure. But definitely it's happening with me. Definitely, definitely. So let's just have a look if I were to pop that kind of in the middle. Oh, I don't like that lopsided, you know, sideways on. I had wondered whether that would look kind of okay, but no, I don't like that like that. I can't really seem to get away from that whole middle thing. Now, do I want to, let's try tearing this down. If I were to have that there. Well, as you can see, I still haven't sped up at all in my collaging techniques. I'm still just as slow as I was. Now, what I could do at this point, just to kind of mix this up, I have been using this grey lace in places on my pages, so I could possibly, I don't know whether this is going to work, cover the gaps with some lace instead, you know, for a different look. And I also would like to pop on the, you know, a building somewhere, which actually I quite like it that side, weirdly enough. So might not even need that. So let's glue this down. Like that. I'll pop that one down. And then we're going to have the sheet music there. These flowers here. If I just, unless we have this building higher, let's have a look. Just kind of playing here before I kind of actually stick things on in their final places. So could have, I mean, that's happened again, that whole half things. Oh, what is wrong with me? Don't know why that happens every single time. It's very annoying how that seems to always happen. Or perhaps we'll have this kind of, you know, let's pop this on so it's kind of one less piece floating about on the desk. And again, I mean, I do really like kind of when, you know, committing to the pieces. So, you know, it's on now, can't be moved. That's a nice feeling. So we've got that. So we could have the building up there. So let's just see how that would be. Don't overly like that because obviously the flowers are now sideways, which is a bit strange. But it might be that that enables me to get out of, you know, that side thing that's constantly happening. So let's have a look. And we can maybe have this here. Yeah, that looks quite nice. So let's glue this one down now. So, like this. So I hope you're all having a good day. Hope you've all been up to some nice things, lots of crafting time. Oops. I'd be interested to hear below whether this whole half and half thing happens to you guys when you do collage, or whether it is just something that I seem to suffer from. It's very annoying, but definitely it's a thing, because you know, it's happening all the time. Even now doing a completely different project, it's still happening. So if I were to have that here and then kind of piece this in. Now, also got some blue lace, which I've used in 1 or 2 places in the journal that I'm working on. So, you know, we could incorporate that somehow. Obviously, I've got some flowers as well that I've kind of fussy cut out. Oh, doesn't that look nice? Oops. And I've got these ones, which I have obviously distress inked. Now I'm going to leave that building white because to me that looks really quite nice. It's kind of popping out from the page, which kind of is, you know, producing a kind of different effect. So I quite like that. So we'll pop this piece down here. And then I'm going to pop this piece on, but moving it slightly back. So, and then we'll kind of trim it up afterwards. So I'm just kind of popping things on so they're like hanging off, but then I can get them kind of roughly where I want them. So I have that piece there like that. Might need to just top the glue up a little bit around the edges. Like that. And just, oops, pop a tiny bit of glue on here. I just want to say thank you to everybody who has subscribed recently to my channel. It's strange, but you know, it doesn't really come naturally to me talking about things like this really, but yeah, I just want to say thank you so much because really appreciate everybody's support and people's really kind comments. It's really lovely. I do read all the comments, obviously, kind of, you know, I don't always have time to kind of, you know, reply to them, and that situation obviously is, you know, almost becoming kind of worse and worse really, but you know, I do definitely read them, and I really do appreciate people taking the time to comment. It's really lovely, and that's obviously what makes all this kind of worthwhile, because you know, there's no point crafting along if nobody's watching and nobody's kind of tuning in or got any interest in what you're doing. That's, you know, that's just completely pointless, isn't it? So yeah, I really appreciate you know, the lovely support and things, and really appreciate, you know, all those who've subscribed recently, and also sort of equally, you know, really appreciate all those people who've stuck with me, you know, for quite a long time now. You know, because obviously, you know, I do realise that there's lots of crafters out there, and, you know, I'm sure you probably watch lots of them. But I mean, to actually take time out of kind of your lives and watch my videos is really quite humbling, and yeah, really kind of appreciate that. So thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. So yeah, thank you very much. And, you know, hope that kind of you all get something from my videos. Obviously, sometimes they're worse than others. But, you know, hopefully kind of we craft along together and there's kind of something that's fun more often than not. You know, I try and do kind of quite a variety of different things. Let me just check I'm in frame. Try and do quite a variety of different things rather than kind of the same old thing. I mean, that's partly just because obviously I like kind of doing different things rather than the same old thing. But yeah, hopefully there's kind of enough there to kind of keep people interested. But equally, you know, I do really appreciate kind of those people who take their time to watch, and then, you know, again, those people who take their, you know, the time to comment. That's really kind of people. So thank you very much. Right, just kind of wondering whether I can kind of just cover a couple of the gaps up with some more of the lace. And it's just the same lace that I have been using throughout the whole journal, so there's kind of continuity going on there. It's not like I'm suddenly kind of using a random thing. It's, you know, it's the same kind of things that I have been using elsewhere in the journal. I've got some ruffle, which I could kind of pop on, or it might be that we don't really kind of need it. I mean, I always love ruffle. I think it always looks absolutely awesome. I just really love it. Quite like it there at the top. So I might have that in a minute, but I'm going to probably cut the top open first. Just decide whether to pop the building on some lace or not. I mean, again, it's one of those things where I probably shouldn't really even try it because, you know, inevitably I do always kind of prefer the more is more. So let's just pop some glue down on that, like that. Okay, just kind of press it down enough so it's kind of glued down enough for me to, you know, now just cut around it at least. So like that. Okay. Yeah, I've been, you know, waiting to, or not waiting, but wanting to play with the nostalgia kit. I've got several kits that I haven't had time to play with yet, so it's nice to kind of actually finally, you know, use one or two things. And yeah, I'm having fun with it. So again, thank you to those people who have purchased it. I hope that you've also, you know, enjoyed using it. I'm going to use the hot glue to glue this on. Again, just for kind of speed, so I don't have to then kind of wait around for it to dry. So put some on like that. Oops. Oh gosh, no, I can't pick it up. Yes, I hope that you guys who've bought it have had fun with it. I've enjoyed kind of cutting out little elements from it and, you know, things like that. So it's been fun. Right, so that's that side, and I'm going to trim along the top so it's a then top loading pocket like So obviously that's a huge pocket then. And then just in case I end up covering these holes up with whatever I'm going to do on this side, I'm going to just punch them again with my crocodile. So again, I struggle a little bit to see because you know where my desk is, and I've got my lamp on, and then the glare is very glary, so then I obviously can't necessarily see what I'm doing very well. So yes, there we go. Now, do I want to pop some ruffle across the top? I did really quite like the look of it, so I'll just pull that back in. Yes, I think I will. So doesn't that look pretty? And I might just pop that little piece of lace on there. I mean, it adds hardly anything, but you know, just adds a little something. So I'm just going to hot glue the ruffle down. And again, I'm just kind of putting the hot glue down at a bit of a curve so that I can kind of hopefully kind of replicate that a bit with the ruffle, so the ruffle's not completely just straight, but it's kind of slightly... I'm covered in glue today, you have to excuse me, because obviously I have been crafting already today, so I've got ink and glue all over me from even before turning the camera on, so I apologise for that. Oh, doesn't that look pretty? And then I can just kind of pull that ruffle out a little bit. There we go. Really pretty. And then actually just one more kind of detail. I'm just going to pop some of those hole reinforcers over those little holes. So I just like how they look. You know, I don't necessarily think they're, you know, all that strong, but I just think they look really cute. So just pop them on. Okay, so that's really cute. And then on this side, as I kind of said when I first started filming, and now I've lost the piece, I have already made this piece here, which is just, this is just a smallish white envelope, as you can see, which I've just kind of glued something on the front of there and kind of mounted it. Popped a bit of lace down, and then I just popped this little fold piece just here. So I may just have kind of that on this page. And then I've got a butterfly that I had kind of half cut here. So we could use the butterfly as a kind of, you know, stopper for the piece of paper that folds down. Or may want to kind of add some string, I'm not quite sure. Let's have a look. I mean, that butterfly is maybe a little bit big, so maybe we should use some string. And I also did notice that my envelope, these were very cheap envelopes, has split here. So that's, you know, obviously a bit of a shame really. So I'm just wondering whether I could kind of, you know, do anything there to kind of improve that, or you know, we may kind of just have to kind of open that slightly differently or something. I'm not quite sure, so I might just have a bit of a think about that. So I may see what other pieces I've got that we could use here while I'm deciding what else we could do with that piece. So got this piece here, which I just cut out. I just printed a background sheet onto some ivory card, and I've just cut it kind of the top, I guess, third off, and have folded it kind of roughly into kind of thirds. So I'm going to trim off the bottom because again, again, although I did print it as borderless, sometimes if your paper's not in absolutely perfectly straight, you still don't get a borderless print. I mean, when I say you don't get a borderless print, I mean literally, if you saw that, it's about 1 millimetre kind of not borderless. But you know, sometimes that just bugs me, so just kind of tidy that up like that. So on here I might just make a little kind of fold out kind of pocket. So could have that, or I'm just kind of, sorry, I'm chopping and changing my mind, keep chopping and changing my mind. Just having a think whether actually I might prefer to do a kind of pocket type thing on this envelope. Just having a look. So sorry about this. This is where, you see, no matter how kind of well organised you think you are, sometimes then you kind of just change your mind mid-flow, and obviously it then kind of interrupts the entire video, because what you had thought you were going to do, if you kind of then change your mind, obviously the whole video then is kind of flummoxed, isn't it? You know, it's kind of, the whole video is not then as you'd initially planned it. Got kind of a couple of the pockets from the kit. Could use one of those. I've got this, which is one of the postcards from the kit, which is quite wide, so it obviously kind of fits not too bad on this envelope. So that may be kind of a possible. And then let's just have a look. Where did I put that butterfly? Oh, here it is. So we could kind of have something like that. Got that blue lace, which may go kind of tying along down there. Oh no. Oh no, that didn't go. And then off it looked a little bit sort of bright. Got this grey, which actually kind of goes better. So we could have the grey. We could have the grey up there actually. That's kind of nice, isn't it? Would we then have a piece of white? Oh, that's really pretty. Oh, perhaps I'll have to do it kind of like this, I think. So, sorry, complete U-turn there about what we were doing. So, I mean, to be fair, that U-turn really came out of just suddenly spotting that that envelope had a bit of a split down the side. So, until I've kind of decided what to do with that, I will hold fire on using it. So, right, let's just cut that down. Like that. And then if we kind of glue this on here, and again, I will probably hot glue this down for speed. Also, this envelope's very lumpy. Can you see from the coffee dyeing? They sometimes do this. I don't know whether it's kind of when they've been cooked in the oven, or I don't know. Just sometimes they do kind of go more lumpy than others. And this is one of those. So the hot glue will kind of grab on to the folds of the envelope, I think, slightly better. So I think that's kind of a good shout anyway. So yeah, so let's just hot glue that down like that. Kind of press that in. Like that. Okay. So glue seeped out there in the side, but that's absolutely fine. So now what I want to do is get my crocodile and repunch that hole there, because obviously now I've covered that up from the other side. But that's why it was kind of handy to punch it before, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to see it from either side. So there we go. Now, I shall pop this across here. So we'll just wet glue that on, I think. Like that. Okay, let's just cut that down. There we go. And then we're going to have the butterfly kind of up here somewhere. So I'm not quite sure yet how I'm going to have that. Just having a look through, making sure that the butterfly is what we want, because I have got kind of a couple of other pieces, but oh, might have that in there because that's quite nice, isn't it? So got this little piece as well that I kind of tore out, so could have kind of both of those. Got some bling we could just have going through the middle of the butterfly, and somewhere here I've got a grey bow, so could have the grey bow somewhere. That looks really pretty, doesn't it? So just having a look quickly, see if I've got a little bit more bling, just in case. I don't know whether this is going to look good or not, but you know, I do always love kind of adding a bit of bling to things. It's always good. There we go. Pop the butterfly in there. And then I'm just going to pop the bow down. Oops. Oh, come on! Why are some things so fiddly sometimes? I don't know. Right, so that looks really pretty. And then I'm just going to pop the bling down at the bottom. Oops. Like that. And then I'm just going to pop this bit of bling here on the butterfly. Oh, come on. Like that. Oh gosh, come on. It's because I am covered now in glue that everything's literally just, you know, every time I move, things are just sticking on me. Now, do I want that there as well or not? I think it's quite pretty. I mean, it's pretty without. The question is it even prettier with? So, could have a bit of lace kind of on there as well. Yes, let's have that like that. So again, let me just bring in my scrap paper, which now I've lost somewhere on my desk. Oh, come on. Right, so we'll just glue this on. To cut around it again, just kind of trimming the lace down so it's not quite so humongous, you know, the amount that I've got, because obviously it was quite a large piece. And then we'll just bring this back And we'll just pop that, I think, on there like that. So like that. Okay. Oh, super pretty. Super pretty. Okay, so that's probably kind of done for that. So then what we can do is obviously just pop a couple of things into the pocket. So I just had that beautiful oval piece, which now I can't find that. Oh, oh, this is just embarrassing, isn't it? You know, you must just all think, oh my gosh, she just puts things down and they're gone 2 seconds later. Well, I can tuck a couple of things in from the kit because I've got a couple of things just floating around. And then I have also got a piece of the stationery, which I thought would kind of go in that envelope. It may still drop too low down. So let me just have a look. So I've also got another sheet of A4, which, you know, we could maybe just pop that in, which obviously is quite long, but we could always kind of trim that down. So I've got a couple of marks from the printer on there, so that's a bit of a shame, but I don't think it matters too much. So just trim that down slightly, like that. And then I think what we'll do is we'll just round the corners a little bit. Well, not really a little bit, because you kind of either do or you don't you? But we'll round the corners completely, not a little bit. There we go. Okay, and then we're just going to pop that one in there. So gorgeous. I think that looks really, really, really pretty. So I hope you guys think that looks really pretty. We've obviously got our front pocket, we've got our top bit, and then we've got our back section, which is our beautiful collage that we just did. So hope that you like it. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this very quick kind of craft with me, and I will see you all again soon. Thanks then, bye.